Hello, I'm Michael Hainsworth, and I'm in the heart of Cochrane, Alberta. Got the steel-toe boots on today because I'm going to drive 90 minutes north to check out some oil field operations from Fiddlehead Resources. But before I do, I'm going to get some fuel in the form of coffee and meet the CEO, Brent Osmond, and his team. Because as I've learned from Brent, there's no I in team. There's also no I in Brent Osmond, by the way, and as an accountant, he would probably be happy to know that we're keeping an eye on that. Meet Brent Osmond. He didn't start in oil and gas with a hard hat, he started with a calculator. But growing up in Newfoundland in the shadow of the Hibernia offshore platform, oil and gas has always been in his heart. Brent founded Fiddlehead Resources with a clear vision to build a scalable producing company by identifying high-quality producing assets with enduring production potential and real upside. In 2024, Fiddlehead acquired the Ferrier asset from a large-cap Canadian producer, securing full operatorship, owned production infrastructure, and a deep development inventory across Central Alberta's prolific Cardium Fairway. Fiddlehead is built on operational excellence and disciplined capital allocation to support sustainable growth. And when it came time to build the team, Brent assembled a group of seasoned professionals with deep Cardium experience, the people he trusted and worked with in the Cardium before. You'd rather work with people you know.
Well, you know and you trust, yeah. Ryan and I have known each other for probably close to 15 years, and then Ron and I worked together at Paramount Energy Trust, 2008 probably, since 2008, 2009?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah. So it's been
17 years, something like that.
Yeah, quite some time. Whether it's working with Ron at Paramount Energy Trust and seeing what he's been able to accomplish in his career and all up and down Central Alberta, or whether it's Jim and the deals that he's been able to put together and his contacts that he has, or his father Ron is our geologist.
What have I got to look forward to when we make the trek north?
That's going to be picturesque. I'll go by the town of Rocky Mountain House, which is a gorgeous little town in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains.
Fiddlehead Resources isn't just another junior producer, it's a local operator with deep Cardium roots and track record of execution. Its stacked play opportunities and substantial infill drilling inventory provide a clear path to scale, operational efficiency, and long-term value. So you could have had a front row seat to the oil and gas industry when you were in Newfoundland.
Yeah. People were no longer able to go fish, and it was pretty bleak. But then, fortunately, offshore oil was discovered in the 80s, and then the majors, ExxonMobil predominantly, led the development of the Hibernia platform. And through the late 80s and into the 90s, the town where I grew up in Clarenville really saw an influx of people from all over the world. And it really opened my eyes to oil and gas. I mean, I always loved the actual business of extracting oil and gas, finding oil and gas, developing the resource. That was always the most interesting part to me. I know it sounds cliche, but nickels and dimes add up to dollars. And for a small company like Fiddlehead, being very disciplined financially and very, very aware of how we can drive profit and how we can, make the most of the opportunity that we're given here is really an important part of our strategy.
Fiddlehead's strategy is focused and disciplined. Expand within proven producing fairways. Enhance recoveries by applying modern technology and operating practices. Convert existing drilling inventory into measured growth. The result is repeatable execution and predictable value creation. Fiddlehead's asset strategy centers on hard upstream assets, combining experienced Cardium operators with disciplined reserve selection, reserves that don't sour or mold like this one.
When we bought assets, we looked specifically for assets that had the right equipment and had a gathering system, and that we could control our operating costs and control our volumes and really squeeze the most out of an asset. Yeah, so this is one well just behind us here, and a gathering and compression facility behind us also. And so the one well and other wells in the area flow into this system. It gets processed here to knock out any water or natural gas liquids that go into that holding tank right over there. And then the dry gas gets compressed and sent off to a sales point a couple miles away.
So this line runs all the way over, goes underground, way over there, ends up getting sold to market.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
It's like farm to table, but with gas.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So how does it feel to get the band back together?
Oh, it's pretty exciting. You know, when Brent approached me and I had the opportunity to join the team, I was at a pretty good position in my life where I'd been previously at a company that got acquired, and ended up leaving that company after about 6 months, and had the opportunity to join a startup that was pretty exciting.
This doesn't look like what I would have assumed a stereotypical well would look like. First of all, it's incredibly clean.
You look around, you'll notice it's just kind of clean gravel and no spills, no fluids anywhere. So all of these wells we have out in this field, pretty much everything for the last 10 years or so has been horizontal wells. So you'll have a surface, and then you'll have a well that goes down and then goes out horizontally towards the reservoir you wish to access.
Now, you're not going to tell us the secret sauce or anything, but what is it that makes you the guy that this guy wants to be making the decisions about where the next acquisitions come from?
Well, I've spent about 30 years in this industry, mostly in the Western Canadian Sedimentary Basin. So I have a lot of experience, in particular in this area around Rocky Mountain House and in the Cardium play, which is what we're currently working on. So I know it very well, and I know where to find the oil and how to get it out of the ground and get it to push it through a sales meter.
On gas handling, Fiddlehead has it covered. With owned gas handling and gathering infrastructure, the company maintains full control over production rates, costs, and the value realized from every molecule. You've been described as a master and a planner. How does that ultimately, at the end of the day, benefit investors in Fiddlehead?
The key to profitability in this industry is to be able to plan out your development in the most efficient manner. You need to minimize the cost, you need to minimize the number of surface locations that you have to maximize the number of wells you can get on those surface locations, minimize the cost to tie it into various facilities like we looked at earlier. And that's sort of the key to maximizing your cash flow and generating good returns.
So with all of this, what does the nat gas market look like to you right now?
Well, we're really looking forward to seeing the expansion of LNG off the West Coast to get those molecules out to the world market. And that obviously makes a big change in the demand for the product that we're generating from wells just like this one. And we're looking forward to an increase in pricing as a result.
Are you in a acquiring mode?
We always look at the opportunities around us. And when we first settled on this area 2 years ago, we saw that there were numerous potential acquisition opportunities that we could use to grow quickly. And I think we continue to scan the market for those opportunities as they come up, and we're well positioned to be able to consolidate the area.
Right, so if you build a proper financial foundation for the company, you can leverage that through tuck-in acquisitions along the way.
Ron's come up with different plays that are on our land base that are not Cardium. I mean, we're not a one-trick pony, right? We have Belly River Resources, we have a Viking water flood, we have glauconitic opportunities that we found, by Ron looking at the different geology and the different horizons that are there in the rights that we have. Ron, thanks for showing us around today and pointing out all the different facilities and the different well technology that we have in place. Really appreciate you giving us the time to walk us through the operation.
It's always good to get out in the field, especially when you happen to catch a pretty nice day in the fall.
Yeah, beautiful day.
Gorgeous. If there's one thing you want an investor to remember from our time together, what should it be?
That Fiddlehead is uniquely positioned to create value at every point in the commodity price cycle.
Up or down?
Up or down. And I think Fiddlehead is exactly where we need it to be right now to be able to acquire molecules at that right time in the cycle to take advantage of it when prices recover.